Welcome to the Seesmic Cafe in the meeting room. Now, Steve Gillmor is a star here, and because you are talking to many people in Europe, you know, so we need to teach them a little bit, but they know you. So you've launched a show, right? Called
the Gilmore Gang.
Gilmore Gang.
It's been on for about 4 years, but I recently reacquired my own name, so I'm allowed to do it now again.
So why did you start this show?
Why did I start it?
Yeah.
It was an outgrowth of, do you know who John Udell is?
Oh, of course, no.
Oh, this is a comedy show. Cool. So, John Udell is a very intelligent and brilliant inventor of blogging for mainstream media publications. And I hired him at InfoWorld when I was running the test center. And he and I used to have these conversations about once a week. And one day it occurred to me that we really should start recording these things and letting other people listen. So we got a couple of other people who I was working with at the time or had been working with in the past, and we started recording them and putting them out. As this was about 10 minutes before podcasting occurred. And as soon as we saw that podcasting was a great transport, you know, it became a podcast.
And so one of the key rules is obviously to keep it very short so that you don't lose the audience, right?
Yeah, I ignored that rule. Basically, people started complaining when it was about 30 minutes, so I doubled it to an hour, and more people complained, and so I doubled it again to about an hour and a half, at which point they stopped complaining. Mostly
and we're
because
trying to
all
do
left.
Yeah, 1
And
hour and a half.
like
We're trying to do 5 minutes here.
Excellent. Well, as I was telling you, my strategy was to basically choke all the oxygen out of the market, leaving only 5 minutes for you.
So it's not. Thank you. So it's not about masses, right? Because masses cannot listen to your show for an hour and a half every day. They could, but they
would be pathetic. You know.
So they don't. So it's for a tiny audience.
Yeah, it's focused on the technology in the valley.
Let's talk about trends. We talked for hours here, and you know that's a cool thing because people want to know sometimes why I moved here again and again and again. We talked about Twitter and Twill, right?
Yeah, I mean you're riding a tiger here. I mean, I think you're myopic only in the sense that you've made an investment in this terrific technology. It's got some problems, but you're fixing them. When you think that you're not, that you're essentially sitting on as a side rider to Twitter, I think that it's really the opposite way. I mean, I think that you're in charge of the evolution of the platform. I mean, the platform is open to all of us. You know, if we decide that we want to use it for recipes, that we communicate with a small group of friends, etc., etc. Who's to say that, you know, there are no Twitter police, and I will oppose any attempt to create them. So I think you're in an extremely significant, and I think that what you're doing with Seesmic and video comments in particular is going to start to become apparent that it is as important as a data type of the Twitter network.
I agree. It's going to take some time for people to get used to that. But what do you answer to like Kara, who says nobody knows Twitter, you know, and nobody uses it, it's only geeks?
Who's Kara?
Kara Swisher.
Yeah, I know. We live in this country, allegedly in a democracy, and particularly a representative democracy. The Electoral College is who votes to elect the president. So a lot of small micro-communities are the people that really get the work done. So small micro-communities that have a real-time feedback loop are an essential part of what is going on right now.
Do you really think it's going to hit the masses, like my mother will start twittering?
I think that it's the fundamental transport for everything. And I think that whether she recognizes it as being this little client, text client called Twitter, or part of the Microsoft Live Mesh experience, or hosted on a Silverlight port, which I hope you create as soon as possible, people are not going to, they don't think, okay, where's that electricity come from? Oh, I have to use that switch on the wall, but where's the electricity really coming from?
So talking about trends, Steve wrote a post on TechCrunch about mesh, which I answered with a video comment saying that I really didn't see why I should care. You remember that?
Yes.
So why should I care, like in a minute? Or why should you care? Because...
Are you asking why should I care about video comments or...
No, no, about mesh.
I think mesh is... I think the question to ask about mesh is not whether it's going to be successful, but rather how could it possibly not be successful? And I don't see any reason why it's not going to be successful.
So what does it do for the people who are not geeks there? Because there are some of them who are not...
Well, this summer it's going to be part of the Silverlight rollout for the Olympics. You're going to be able to watch multiple channels of the Olympics, and so you're going to get the client that is sort of at the end of the chain of release to an open Mac, PC, Linux audience. So it may not actually be open, but it's going to feel open, and if I feel comfortable and trust that kind of environment, that's what it's going to take for...
So it's like a new operating system?
Absolutely, it's an internet operating system.
Thank you very much, Steve. Come back anytime. Love the conversation here.
I like this short form. Maybe you'll adopt it.
Well, I'll adopt the 1 hour and a half. Tomorrow I'll do a 1 hour and a half.
No, you won't.
Thank you, Steve. Look at him. He's like, no.